A local nonprofit supporting orphans in Ukraine says that all of the groups in its care have made it out of the war-torn country. It is an update to a story that we first brought you back in February.
News 3's Anthony Sabella was the first to speak with Heart for Orphans and caught up with the organization again as it works to figure out what's next.
If you had to leave, what would you take? If you had 5 minutes notice, you've got to get going and get down the road.
The answer, probably not much. Nancy Hathaway's overseas family in Ukraine found that out in February, when the first Russian missiles struck their targets. Heart for Orphans' 15 years of work in the country,
They're like my kids and my grandkids.
took an abrupt turn. Hathaway founded the Williamsburg nonprofit to help as many orphan children in Ukraine as possible. The work never more important than in these last 2+ months.
I will be so happy to get them out of the country.
This was Hathaway when we first visited. Her families had left their transition homes and were driving. She met some of them at the Romanian border in March. Just last week, she got word the last group had finally gotten across the border into Romania after a paperwork holdup.
We were so excited. I said, when you cross that border, I want a photograph. I want a photograph so we can see that it actually happened, because it felt like just such an uphill battle.
It is bittersweet, though. Hathaway says some of the young men in her families had to stay behind and fight. Then there's the teen meeting space in eastern Ukraine that was damaged.
Kramatorsk, this is where Friends Club is.
But she says the families have found help everywhere on their journeys.
We've just seen the goodness of God in so many things and so many people.
And Heart for Orphans is paying it forward, opening their now empty Ukrainian facilities to refugees.
A lot of people lived in high-rises and they were bombed out. They had nowhere to go, so they've come to our houses. So we're still covering the cost of the houses, the utilities, etc., and providing food for the refugees.
All this while never losing sight of the original mission.
They're still taking care of orphans, they're just doing it in a different country. But what that's going to look like long-term, I don't really know.
Now, Heart for Orphans has a Ukraine emergency fund set up to help support all of these efforts overseas. Anybody who wishes to donate can do so there, and we have a link for it in this story at WTKR.com. Anthony Sabella, News 3.